Hi, welcome. Welcome to the Hoops Capital podcast. Paul Smith here, and of course with my co-host Jordi Hunter, coming to you from a very special location today in the Hoops Capital East building. Our studio wasn't available, so we took over a basketball court. That's how we roll here, because we think, we move, we pivot, but we've got a thinker and a mover and a pivot with us today. We've got the great Tess Madgen from the Sydney Flames. Welcome,
Wow.
Tess.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Good to have you here.
What could
It's
they
an honour.
possibly be doing in our studio?
I don't know, but I hope it's clean, whatever they're doing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
throwing the toys out of the
here
basket.
we are. So how are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously, it's been a frustrating start to the season for me with a couple of injuries. So I just can't wait, to get back out on the team and do what I love doing and help the Sydney Flames be the team that we know we can be.
So how do you get over a torn heartstring? Do you?
Yeah, it's probably the hardest injury to get over, isn't it? Nah, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Do you ever have days where you go in and you see Dave or whoever's in physio that day and need a tape job with the sole? It's like just one of
Every
those days, like,
time.
just prop me up a little bit today, my friend.
Yeah, the other day was a rough day. I was very frustrated, very over it, not being able to pass a fitness test to play. So Dave's the absolute GOAT. I'm so grateful for him and the whole medical staff here at Hoops Capital. I definitely couldn't do it without them.
Yeah. Look, it's tough, and injuries are part and parcel of the business we're in, or you're in, I should say. So yeah, I get it. It's from an ownership perspective, it breaks your heart, obviously, because you've got talent that can't play or is unable to play. So it's part and parcel. It's what keeps us all going, And my view on these things is that, particularly around the NBL and the WNBL, is the basketball gods are brutal, and injury is such a factor in a season. But the good news is you are where you are right now, and we've got a long way to go in the season. So hopefully we can get it back on track for you and get the show back on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we can pick up another couple of wins before the new year, that will hold us in really good stead. And we've got a home stretch coming up. Basically, we're at home for the rest of the season. So I can't wait to play in the Key Centre. It's really popping. We're getting great support from the Sydney community, and then obviously the double headers with the Kings as well. I think we've got a couple in the new year as well. So I just can't wait to play in front of these fans. It's one of the reasons why I came to Sydney. And I just can't wait.
It wasn't the money then.
I mean, that was also nice. Living in the beautiful hoops capital of Australia
That's
as
right,
well.
exactly.
How could I pass it up?
Where'd you grab a spot? Where are you?
I'm in Sydney Olympic Park. So
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Rocket.
Very
Nah.
nice.
Basically, all the Kings, all the Flames live there now. So it is a little community we have down there, which is great.
Is it a bit of a Melrose Place scene going on right now?
Yeah, a little bit. We've got 6 dogs, a lot of humans. But yeah, it's great bumping into everyone out for coffee. When we're on road trips, I have Sam Timmins and Ray, his partner, looking after my 2 dogs, Kobe and Bronny. So it does really feel like a community and a family, and I'm very grateful to be a part of it.
Hang on a minute. Stop right there. Kobe and Bronny, the dog names.
Yeah.
How did that all come about?
Well, I actually met my partner Taylor through our dogs. He had a French bulldog called Kobe. His favourite NBA player was Kobe Bryant. And I really wanted a French bulldog and contacted him. I knew him through friends. Didn't really like him, to be honest.
Taylor or the
I didn't
dog?
really like Taylor, no. And then contacted him if he knew of a breeder, and he did. And so then he was actually the nicest person ever. Never judge a book by its cover. And I said, if we end up figuring this out forever, we're going to have 2 dogs. How do you feel about that? And he said, well, this is very early days. I think you should get a dog. So my favourite NBA player is LeBron.
Yeah.
So I named my dog Bronny, and now we have 2 dogs. We're still together.
What was the cover? What was when you say don't judge a book by a cover?
I was interested in this. What did you see?
How did
that
Taylor
you
present?
At first that you didn't like?
Okay, so back when I first started WNBL, 15 years ago nearly, I played for the Bendigo Spirit, and Taylor's from Bendigo, born and bred, and he played for the youth league team and the Seabull team
Hang
back
on, you
in
can
the
stop
day.
at the bit he's from Bendigo. We get it.
Yeah, exactly. And we played them in a scrimmage match in the pre-season, and for anyone that's seen me play, love throwing an elbow to get to the basket.
Yeah.
So I threw an elbow. He stole the ball off me and dunked it. So he was one of those
Oh,
guys.
what a wench.
Yeah.
Really?
I hate
He
him.
dunked on a woman.
And that, well, I was, probably at half court. In his
Right.
defence, he was probably not
Okay.
dunking on me,
Right.
but I immediately judged him after that.
Yeah, well, I'm in your boat with that the hate thing at first. He's obviously a great dude, but
Yeah.
anyway, we'll go with that. For the moment.
Thanks, Paul.
That's no worries. So the journey. So only just landed in Sydney. Really, tell us quick snapshot. Yeah, how long have you been playing for the NBL, WNBL?
I first started playing when I was 16, so I'm 33 now. So I've been playing professional
half your
basketball
life.
for more than half my life. Yeah.
Jesus.
So I first started at the Australian Institute of Sport, played there for 2 seasons. Then went to Bendigo Spirit, played there for 2 seasons. Then I was at Melbourne Boomers for 4 seasons. Then I had a small stint in the WNBA for the Phoenix Mercury. Then went to Poland and really wanted to finish the rest of my career in Europe. I loved Poland, but unfortunately, right at the end of the season, first round of the playoffs, I did my ACL. So came home, rehabbed that, and then I didn't really want to go back after having that significant injury. The training loads over there are crazy. 2 days every day before the game, after the game. And I just didn't think my body would be able to hold up. So I decided to stay in the WNBL. And after I rehabbed my knee, I went and played 2 seasons in Townsville, then back to Boomers for 3 seasons. And now I'm here in
What
Hoops Capital.
NBL team haven't you played
Yeah,
for?
I know I never wanted to be that person, but you know, I felt like my time at Melbourne Boomers was done. I would have initially going into that final stint, I thought I would retire as a Melbourne Boomer, but I still felt like I had more to give to the game. I wanted to keep growing, and I really wanted to experience what the Hoops Capital was about. I knew what they had done with the Sydney Kings, and I really wanted to try and build that, help build that with the Sydney Flames, which is what enticed me to come here.
But you're a Sydney girl.
I'm a South Australian, Barossa Valley.
Adelaide.
I thought you were a Sydney girl.
No, my obviously have ties here from when my brother Ben
yeah,
played.
that's right. Yeah, of
but yeah,
course.
we're from country South Australia.
All right.
That tore me in half that I hadn't put together that the great Ben Madgen was the great Tess Madgen's brother. And obviously played for the Kings for a few seasons.
Yeah. Well, do you ever have goat arguments in the family?
Oh, we actually do. Not my immediate family, but my mum's side of the family is very sporty, and her younger brother played AFL, was an All-Australian ruckman, and her other brother also played AFL. So there was a debate about who was the best sports person in the family on her side of the family, and he still thought he was the best sports person above Ben and I.
Where do you have yourself?
Number one.
You're it?
You can't be the captain of your national team and not be the best in the family. I'm sorry. From the top row.
Mic drop there.
The AFL players can't
An
dunk.
Olympian?
Yeah, it really gets me about the AFL is that they forget that it's only played in Australia. You can't go anywhere else. You know, in Victoria, it's massive. Come to Sydney, no one really knows what AFL is. So that really grinds my gears.
Yeah, let them know. What are their names? Just down the barrel.
Rest in peace, Matthew Rendell. He died earlier this year. So before he
Tess.
did die, he did say I was the best in the family. So that's great.
That's so
but-
sad.
I know.
Why'd you make me do that down the barrel?
It is really sad, but I know he's very proud of me, and you know he was able to tell me that before he passed away.
Well, we're
That's
proud
very
of you,
sweet.
Tess.
Thank
We're
you.
proud
Thank
of
you very
We're
much.
proud to have you here today.
Thank you.
And family, so tell us, you got a high-achieving brother. You know, you're a higher achiever. We'll take that as read. What about the rest of the family? What do you got there?
Yeah, so I have an older sister who's a child psychologist, and then I've got Ben. Ben comes in second, obviously retired basketballer now, but general manager of the Sydney Comets.
Yes.
So still heavily involved in basketball in Sydney. Then me, and then I've got a younger brother who was a development player in the NBL for a couple of years, and then transferred over to AFL and had 5 years at Collingwood Magpies.
Oh, my God. So the child psychologist, did she work on you?
Yeah, she does every day, really. I'm always calling her with a problem. No, she's amazing. She hates me saying this, but she's the brains of the family.
Right.
Very smart. She has 3 beautiful sons. Ben also has two sons as well. So I've got 5 nephews, and my younger brother has a daughter, so one niece.
Got it. Okay, well, there you go.
What a crew. Is there any basketball in the backyard, or it's like don't talk shop when you're at home? Like there's no...
We definitely grew up playing a lot of basketball in the backyard. I think that's why I'm so feisty and competitive. Me and my younger brother Jack we lived across the road from a school with bitumen courts, and we'd fight to the death every day after school. My dad used to roll his eyes every day when we used to leave. One of us would come back crying. I couldn't shoot when I was younger, so everyone I played against just defended me in the keyway, and my little brother did the same. So
still happens to me, so don't feel bad.
He would take charges on the bitumen floor like grazers everywhere. But yeah, not so much anymore, but definitely when we were younger.
I was helping out at a camp at Norths that Ben was running, and they had a coaches versus kids thing at the end. The kids would have been 8, 9, 10 years old, and Ben was going so ham. I was like, this is a new level of competitiveness. Like, even these children who have paid money to be here to feel good about their basketball. He was like...
So like Kramer doing a judo class or something.
Yeah, like corner threes, like crossing them up. Like
Ben is like the nicest human I think I've ever met off the court. On the court, madman. That was his nickname here, madman.
He was ruthless with these children, and it was like, wow, he stepped between the lines, and there was a competitiveness that it was like, I don't care that these are children in front of me. This is my victory. But yes,
Ben,
he is a lovely person.
What are you doing? Yeah.
So if you woke up Christmas morning and Dad had built a ping pong table, you'd all just play to the death on that. Was it anything you put in front of you at a ball and a bat or sport?
Basically.
As a family, you just go at it and get good at it?
Yeah, 100%. I suck at ping pong, any racket sports.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love playing cricket in the backyard.
Right.
Any type of competitive cards, Monopoly.
Anything.
Yeah.
Cards is the most toxic activity in my family. Like it's more than any sport. Monopoly is pretty good, but
Monopoly, you can flip the tables.
Monopoly, like no one does it because it's like, this is going to take 4 hours. I'm going to hate all of you at the end. But cards gets pulled out every now and then, and I don't like who I am.
Oh, you go there.
I don't like who I am when I play cards with my family.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Ben, Jack, and I all lived in Melbourne for a time, and we would always play Monopoly Deal. And I saw Ben so competitive, but so different when he's not in that environment. I'm quite the same, I think. Like, crazy on the court, off the court. Would like to think I'm a bit of a better human.
Right. So how does that translate into you as a player, as a basketballer?
It definitely, like, I always want to be the best, and I think that's what's helped me keep striving to be better at basketball. Why I'm still playing is because I think I can get better, and I'm so grateful to have Guy Malloy as our coach. He's the best skills coach I've ever had. So for him to keep on adding things to my game, it's why I'm really still playing the game. If I thought I was at my ceiling, I would have retired and stopped. So definitely that part, always trying to be the best, and then always, I guess, going that extra mile. It's definitely given me a very hard-nosed work ethic, something that I pride myself on, really. I'm never the quickest, strongest, most agile player out there, but I'll always be trying my absolute hardest and trying to bring that out in my teammates as well.
Are you going to go for the 20? You're going to hit the 20? You're going to go the 20-year career mark?
I don't think so, but we'll see. Let's see how I go after this season, and then we'll see.
How far off are we?
This is 17th season?
Yeah. Professional is 17th.
17.
Yeah.
Okay, only a few to go.
It's light work.
What's Bron done? He's done. This is 20th this year, I think.
Yeah, I think Kayla would have to be close. Kayla George, she started earlier than me, and she's 1 year older.
Yeah. Now I got a question for you, and it relates to Kayla George, because you said in advance of this we'd go anywhere. The eyelashes. How do you keep them on?
Oh, they're professionally done.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they braided or something? Are they? They're not
They're
glued.
glued.
Are you asking for
glued.
a friend?
They're glued on, but I don't know what glue they use, but it's heavy duty. So me, Kayla, and Dee Dee all go to the same eyelash place, obviously.
Right. Is that like the guys who get their hair braided? Is it a statement, getting eyelashes?
I mean, look good, feel good, play good, I suppose.
Right.
So if you've got them on, you always have something to feel good.
It's terrific.
Should we
a big
get
feature.
eyebrows?
I don't think so.
Eyelashes
I think
even?
so. I think I should get hair.
I think you already have eyebrows, Jordi, so you don't
Well-
need them.
Or we put them on in post?
But anyway, it was a question without notice, so I apologise.
Yeah,
for
no,
that.
that's all
But,
good.
we can always cut
Love
that
it.
out if you feel necessary.
No.
But that's
No.
okay. No, that's good. Yeah. So so here we are. What else? Where to? What's life look like for you after basketball? After a basketball playing career, you gonna stay in the game? Have you got thoughts on that? Don't
Yeah.
think about it. Push it away.
No, I'm definitely thinking about it. I've been thinking about it basically since I first started playing. My mum's a school principal, so education was always very pushed into us. I was studying to be a PE teacher.
Right.
I finished that degree, but I don't really want to do that for the rest of my life.
Right.
I would love to stay in basketball, like become a general manager or something like that in some type of sporting environment. I've definitely learned a lot playing, and I'd like to give back to the game, but also try and take it to the next level, especially in women's sport. I feel like we do still have a ways to go, and I'd like to use all the knowledge I've learnt to help grow the game.
Look, I think that's a great segue into a really important issue is around women's sport. Not only the WNBL and its challenges that it has, and as an owner of a team where you're working through it, and players like yourself are a part of it, but, where do you see the landscape in terms of women's sport at the moment? Given that we've sort of coming off some highs with the Matildas and things, have you got a perspective on that? Do you have a lens on it that, because with so long now, going back, 17 years, you must have seen things change, get better, probably got worse in some respects.
Yeah, it's definitely, the WNBL is definitely a lot better than when I first started. When I first started, I was the MVP of my team and got paid $4,000. And then the next contract wasn't that much more and I was MVP again. So at least there's a minimum wage now, which is 5 times the amount of that first contract I had. But I'd really like to see basketball in Australia have the same notoriety that the Women's World Cup did. We had a Basketball World Cup here the year before. We came third, we got a medal. And although it was the highest attended World Cup, no one would really know that it was here unless you liked basketball, whereas everyone knew the Matildas were here. And basketball, like soccer, is a world game. So I think it does definitely have the ability to get that recognition that the Matildas did get. But women's sport is definitely going in the right direction, as we saw with the Matildas, but there's such a ways to go. Netball World Cup had a World Cup at the same time as Matildas. No one would even know they won a gold medal. So it's just that stuff, the recognition across all sports that we do really see with the male sports like cricket, rugby, AFL, basketball. Everyone knows what's going on. Everyone knows what events are happening. They obviously get paid a lot more money than us. So, yeah, it's got a ways to go, and I'd love to say we're there, but we're not. But we're not there for society as a whole. There's still gender pay gaps in any workplace you go into. So I really love using sport, because it's what I do, to try and push that and make, society an equal place for everyone. And it's not just women, it's it's race, religion, like everything. We still have a ways to go to get what our white male counterparts get.
Only white male counterparts, or any male counterpart?
Any type of male, but when we're talking about there's race inequality and all that stuff, we could go on forever.
I know. These are that's a very slippery slope.
Yeah,
you go down, and
it is.
Sometimes there's no way of stopping it because of the challenges it throws out, and philosophical challenges. Then there's the harsh commercial realities that kick over the top of that. It's complex. And, I think from my perspective, it's great that we're drawing bigger crowds in Sydney, but there are thousands of women basketball fans out there. I sometimes wonder why they don't feel the compulsion to get along and support the sisterhood, if nothing else, And it's a great product. You know what? Anyone that's been to, I'm not saying I've seen a lot of basketball games, but I've seen enough to know that the women's game is very different to the men's game. But I tell you what, it's pretty scary. It's pretty the way that the intensity that women play at. It's an incredible product.
Yeah, it really is, and I think because we're not as athletically gifted, we can't be throwing down dunks. we have to rely on each other a lot more and play a much more team-orientated style, which I think is great for young people. That's how basketball should be taught. It's how it is taught. So to get your young girls, boys out, and it is different to men's basketball, but that doesn't mean it make it any worse. It's just we play different styles. Men's is they can do, they can rely on their individual talent a lot more. We have to work together.
They get high. They
Exactly.
get ovation.
Yeah.
See, I've described it this way to folks that the PGA Tour, men's golf, right, at the elite level, they play a game of golf that no normal golfer can relate to. It's frightening. They bomb it so far. It's just out of this universe what they can do. And women's professional golf is actually the game that men should watch because it's more the game you should play. They rely on accuracy. They rely on control and minimising mistakes and capitalising on opportunities, right? They don't rely on bombing it out there. The average male basketballer should watch women's basketball. Although they like to watch the spectacular aspects of men's basketball, if you want to play better, watch women's basketball. It'll help you get better.
100%. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, you can have that. That's yours
Thanks.
from now on.
Thanks.
Do you think with the Matildas is a great example in women's sport? It's a marketing equation that needs to be dealt with, or is it that oversimplifying something that you mentioned before, which it's a societal issue that will bleed into sport?
I think it's definitely a bit of both. I've had a meeting with the marketing manager of the Matildas, and she is incredible. So I think
there was a visibility to that.
100%. They had the documentary. They were everywhere. They paid money to get billboards. It does take corporate sponsorship to be able to do that stuff, but I think the marketing definitely played a massive role in it, and it's paying back dividends. Their jerseys are sold out everywhere. That commercial buy-in that they had, which really did start from obviously a great marketing plan, played dividends.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes lightning strikes and you get magic. And I think the Women's World Cup, although it was always going to be monstrous in terms of its global impact, I think it exceeded everyone's expectations, even FIFA's own expectations. And the reality is it's very difficult to draw an analysis between the Women's World Cup of football and the Women's World Cup of basketball. The resources, the power of broadcast. My biggest gripe in Australia is that the AFLW and the NRLW, and this is no knock against them, but they are huge beneficiaries of the broadcast deal that the men's game have. And they piggyback very effectively. And that's the challenge that even soccer and football here in Australia at a domestic level, and particularly the WNBL, we don't have the ability to do that. Even the NBL doesn't have a massive broadcast platform that can just dovetail off. Yeah. And you're inherently challenged by it. And it almost becomes a two-tier model where there's going to be the haves and have-nots, or the haves and the have-somes. And that's where basketball as a sport in Australia will have to settle, I think, to say, okay, we're never going to reach those levels, but, what we have here in basketball is genuine grassroots growth. And that's the most powerful thing in all this. And that's what's got to be tapped into right now, I think, and ride that up. That's the key for mine.
Yeah, 100%. And there's obviously a huge market for it, for that grassroots level. There's not enough basketball stadiums here in Sydney for all the people that want to play. And obviously I mentioned before that Ben is a general manager at Sydney Comets, so we talk a lot about this. But there's obviously young girls and boys want to play it. So the more we can get them to play and keep playing as they become teenagers, especially those young females, the better the sport's going to be.
Yeah. But we need heroes. Women's basketball, that's so critical. Any sport, and that's what the phenomenon with the Matildas is the Sam Kerrs of the world, that have created these aspirational heroes that young women are going, and young men are going, okay, great, that's awesome, I get it. I want to be that. I want to be like that. And that's why it's really critical at a club level, at the WNBL level, we continue to promote and grow and present you girls as those heroes for these young women. We just got to get all the dots connected somewhere.
100%.
Geez, we went deep there, didn't we? Good deep.
I mean, we got to. It's
it's a deep issue.
It's not going to get solved if Jordan Hunter and Paul Smith don't
no.
get their hands around it.
I'm good at giving opinions, but That's about it, really.
No, I mean, it was amazing. Like, I'm sitting in the pub, heart beating out of my chest for that Matildas semi. Sam Kerr
The one in
scores that
Brisbane?
screamer.
No, the one in the quarterfinal in Brisbane.
The penalty shootout?
That
Kick
was in
out?
Brisbane,
Yes. Was that
right?
the quarters?
No, yeah, it was quarters in Brisbane.
It was my birthday.
I haven't been that nervous for a sporting event.
I was
in
in
so
Bali.
long.
I actually got onto a VPN. I watched it. It was really
Yeah,
good.
and just, I mean, there was so
Really,
much
really
right. And there's so
special.
much to take away from that we
Yeah.
can apply. And, obviously it's so complex with
And the bummer in all of that
money
is
at the
that
end of it. But,
the Opals are one of the most successful women's sporting teams in Australia. And
one of our greatest female athletes ever as well. Like,
Yeah.
athletes, full stop.
yeah, no, it's we can bemoan it, but right now we just got to pick up the pieces and get on with it. That's all we can do. You know, you got to look into the vision, create a vision for the future and go there. That's all we can do. Get the light on the hill.
100%.
Yeah. And so, how do you enjoy the team now? You're back together with your great mate Kayla.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I say this every day, but I absolutely love coming to work every day. I've been on bad teams and I've been on good teams, and no matter if we're winning or losing, it's the same vibe around the team every day. I think the club has done an exceptional job recruiting really high quality character people, which eventually is going to result in success. It's just an absolute pleasure. I'm loving every aspect of it. I just can't wait to get back out on the floor and play some games.
And just going back to your old mate Taylor, is he in Sydney or is he still in South Australia?
He's in Sydney at the moment, but he just comes in and out. He runs a transport company, so he can work remotely, but he loves to be in the office helping everyone out.
Good man, that's good.
Yeah.
What does life off court look
Yeah.
like for you?
In Sydney?
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot of other stuff to try and see what I wanted to do after basketball. I was a academy manager at Boomers, so that filled in a lot of my time, and I was just constantly doing something. I did an internship in the off season, so coming here, my sole focus was to just be a basketballer and just enjoy playing basketball while I still can, and leave all that other stuff and sort that out after basketball. So really, I wake up at 6, take my dogs for a quick walk, go to practice, lift weights, come home, eat. I have my infrared sauna here, so I always have a sauna, ice bath. I spend literally, if I'm not at training, I'm at home recovering for practice the next day. I found as I'm getting older, like that is really important. If I want to be able to be my best every day, is I have to put as much time into recovery as I do into practice. Unfortunately, Jordi, that's what's ahead of you.
No, I'm already
Laugh
there.
it up while you can.
The ice bath is, I don't take a lot of normal baths. I take a lot of ice baths.
What's an infrared sauna? What's that?
Yeah, how do you feel about you dig the infrared sauna?
Oh, I love it.
I've only done it
I
once or
couldn't live
twice,
without
but-
it.
What is it?
It's just shining lasers at you, right?
Yeah, basically, it's like a
You get
sauna.
a sweat up like a
Yeah,
sauna?
so you can stay in it for. It's not like a hot sauna where you have to go in and out.
Yeah.
You can stay in it for 45 minutes to 60 minutes and you just sweat.
Some of us can stay in a normal sauna for that long.
Oh, no way.
That is a long time.
Yeah, but
so
it's
can you
basically
stay
just
longer?
infrared sauna, infrared beams. It's
Right.
meant to help with like healing,
Can
detoxification,
you see the beams? Are they
cardiovascular.
moving around? Or
No,
you just
you can't see
stationary?
it. It's
You can't see it.
invisible.
So you got to believe that
To the
they're there.
human eye.
No, you can. It's hot. It is hot. It's something. You can see the panels.
So it's not an old 3-bar radiator that's on the wall.
Kind of.
Tess is in there with an aluminum hat.
It is kind of like that, yeah.
Sounds like there was a comedian I heard once who said that he had a microwave for a fire to keep him warm. He said he could sit in front of the fire all night in 8 minutes. So he could.
That's crazy. I mean, that's probably what this is. I hope it's a bit healthier for me than sitting in a microwave, but
But you're not
Well, don't knock
breathing
that till you
other
try it.
people's sauna fumes and all that. You're on your
no,
own.
it's my, like I bought it from my house in Bendigo up here. Flat,
Ah.
yeah. Pulled it apart, bought it up here.
Is it a box?
Yeah, it's a box.
You get inside it.
Yeah.
Is it one person size?
It's a 2-person, but you could not fit 2 people in there.
Is it claustrophobic or?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you had 2 people, 100%. Because it's so hot.
I don't. I go to the icebergs in my neck of the woods. The sauna there.
What's that go like?
Must be nice to live near the icebergs, Jordi.
Well, some of us have made a
that's
rational
instead of
decision
being in the Vaucluse
instead of
tribe.
living in Olympic Park. But that sauna it gets packed. It
Yeah.
is sardines in there, and you are
Yuck.
The
drip
one
sweating.
up here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, It's got to be full of diseases.
Yeah.
It's got to be. There's bodies everywhere. I couldn't go in there. I can't stand
But diseases can't survive in the heat, right?
No, it's warm
not a
enough to
doctor.
survive, but they prosper.
That's
I think
they're thriving.
They thrive.
How good.
That's why I think there's merit in the microwave
personal
sauna that you've got. Oh, the infrared sauna that you've got.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah. It is. Kayla's got one. She doesn't have it here, but
she's got 4 dogs, right?
she does. 2 huskies, 2 sausage dogs.
So she's like...
That's the opposite. That's 2 opposite dogs.
So she could go in the Iditarod. She could...
Sausage dogs at the front or the back?
The huskies up the front.
Call of the wild, baby.
I think her sausage dogs have a bit more get up and go in them now. The huskies are a bit old.
You're getting that.
Because aren't huskies like the most high maintenance? You have to walk them 5 miles
Fluff
a day.
them, brush them.
No, her dogs are getting old. I think that's why she wanted him here so badly. She doesn't know.
Showtime.
Have they got black tongues? Have huskies got black tongues?
I haven't asked.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll
I think
look
they've
next
got
time.
black tongues, I think.
Don't we
she's
all?
like the lead husky. Kayla's the lead husky.
She's-
She is.
Front of the sled.
She's queen of the husky club. And what about Dee Dee Richards? Tell us about her. What's the story there?
She's like, you know when you say like someone's like sunshine coming in?
Yeah.
She's like the whole
The opposite.
sun.
Oh,
no,
right.
not the opposite. Not a dark cloud. No, she's like literally the whole sun walking in a room. She's just so vibrant, effervescent. She's so nice, treats everyone the same. Just one of those really great people and a great asset to our team. She's always noisy, like in the locker room. If you're having a bad day, she's just so loud and obnoxious that it pulls you out of your grump.
So you're a vet. We'll give you the credit of being in the vet status. Are you at the point where you go, shut up?
Sometimes. In
Like,
my
and
head.
they
I don't
listen?
say it to her because I do appreciate it, but it's
Not
so
loud.
loud all the time.
All the time.
Who of your teammates treat everyone differently?
Oh, no one. No one. But, you know, just like, especially Jordi, we've had some good imports, we've had some bad imports. Like,
Yeah,
it's
let's
a
pull
risk.
the America card.
It's a risk. She is, both her and Paige are both absolutely legend people.
Yes.
So we won Import Lotto.
We did. We really did.
We like winning Import Lotto.
Yeah.
That's the game we play.
Yeah.
In Australian basketball.
We did some good research because they're both legends.
Right. No, that's good. That's the way. That's good to hear. So you need that, but you need a mix in a locker room. You need a balance. So you talk about becoming a GM. Not becoming, but it's in one of the things you'd like to consider. What would you look into roster construction?
The first thing I'd look for would be the quality of people. I think no matter how talented a team is, if you don't have the right characters, you're never going to be successful. I've seen that in many teams, including our Opals team. If you don't have that right combination of people willing to do whatever they can to sacrifice for the team, you're never going to have a good team. So that would be my first thing. But then exactly like what you said, you need to have a blend of loud people, of different personalities. So not everyone can be a leader, but you don't want everyone that's a follower as well. So you need that different blend of personalities. And I think that's probably the hardest thing about building a team is, everyone's pretty... If you went out and got the best... 5 of the best Australians, they're all probably going to be able to produce the same thing on the court, but it's how their personalities intertwine and gel, and you need that right combination of leaders and that selflessness and people willing to buy in and do whatever they can on and off the court to make a successful club.
What would you have told you as a young player that you know now?
I would tell myself, definitely look after your mental well-being. I think when I did my ACL, I was in although I loved being in Europe, it was like very hard, and
But you're in Poland.
I was
there's
in
Europe
Poland.
and then there's Poland, right?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, very
part of
cold
Poland were you in?
winter. I was in Lublin,
Okay.
so 2 hours south west of Warsaw.
Warsaw,
So
okay.
really close to the Ukraine border.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to roster construction.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
when
you
I
as a
tell
young person.
myself,
You as a young
I
person.
tell myself to look after my mental health, but also like just be what I know now about leadership and what I knew back then. Like I was a real barker and always I could be quite derogatory at times. So I'd like to be myself as a leader now.
To yourself or to teammates or to opposition?
To everyone.
Yeah, okay, right, okay, good. Well, you were a nice person.
No, I was all right. But
you were still...
I wish I was like I am now. But I think I've learned so much along the way that I wouldn't change a thing, because then I wouldn't be what I'm like today.
But is that young you because of the bitumen court across the road and three brothers that would kick your ass if they got two brothers that kick your ass if they got a chance and
100%.
take your lunch off you?
And I was always trying to achieve my goals. So, kind of whoever stood in my way, I'd try and knock them over, literally.
Right.
And so now that I have I'm at peace with everything I have achieved in my career, I feel like a lot better version of myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's incredibly important to reflect like that. Yeah. It's definitely.
You had an all-time leadership challenge with the Opals in recent memory, and we can brush past this if you're super tired of talking about it.
No, it's fine.
It's a unprecedented challenge. Do you just lean on others? Like, how do you go into that and deal with that?
Yeah, great question, Jordi. When all of that happened, I wasn't actually a leader of the Opals. I was like the 12th player.
Okay.
And I was just like, it's my first Olympics. Never thought, I was 30 when I made my first Olympics, so I kind of thought that dream was over. If they're picking someone as a 12th person, you would think it'd be a young, up-and-coming person. But I think picking that end of the team, that 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th spot is really crucial, and it's not always, it's definitely who's going to help bring the vibes, do whatever role they need, be relied on to play 1 minute, 30 minutes, whatever. And luckily I'd proven myself I could do that. So I wasn't even in the leadership group at that point, but trying to rebuild the team after that not so successful Olympics was very hard, and I just wanted to do anything I could to try and help. And I still wasn't a leader of the group, but I was involved with the team and knew kind of where we needed to take it and what we had to do to try and build it back up to what the Opals are. There's such a proud legacy with the Opals, and all the foundation was there for us. Our previous Opals had done all the work. We just had to kind of re-ingrain it in the group, and the whole squad, all 50 of those top talented young women aspiring to be Opals, we had to have all of them feeling this way. So I just kind of got addicted to that. I didn't even know if I wanted to be an Opal anymore because it was so hard at the Olympics, but I got addicted to rebuilding the culture, and then got voted into the leadership group with Sammy Whitcomb and Steph Talbot, and then eventually the captain. So it makes me emotional talking about it.
You get emotional.
Yeah.
You okay?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm fine.
It's okay.
This always happens.
That's cool.
No, it does. It means, obviously so much to me. I can't really talk about it without getting emotional, but yeah, something I'm very proud of.
So it's amazing.
That was your fault, Jordi.
Sorry.
You did that.
No, I'm getting emotional. Just listen to this one, folks.
That's powerful, man.
Yeah, it's and then having Lauren Jackson come back into the team, who was a former captain, and her support of me, I definitely couldn't have done it without her, and everything she's left. Those 11 players that got to play at the World Cup with her is incredible.
What about that 30 spot in that playoff game?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh my God, that was incredible.
Yeah, after we lost by 2 or 4 points, I can't actually remember because I can't watch that last 2 minutes of that China game ever again yet. Well, ever again yet. That doesn't make sense. Sorry.
We'll allow it.
Thanks. But after that game, we were just all so angry that we had lost, and I walked out of the stadium, out of Kudos Bank Arena with LJ, and we were just so mad. So I knew that she was going to come out firing as soon as she got her chance, and she did. And it was just incredible, watching her do that and just put the nation on her back was just...
So good. Such an unbelievably impressive performance. Mm-hmm. So I tell a little story. After it, because one of the business we're involved in, we're doing some work with FIBA around the event, and I don't know how, but a message came through that Paul Gasol wanted a jersey signed by Lauren, and he wanted it personalised. So
that's so cool.
I don't know how it landed with me, but anyway, I contacted Lauren. Of course, we she was happy to do it. But it's pretty compelling when a guy of that status is reaching out through a network in an effort to get a personally signed jersey for him and to Paul, thank you, etc., etc. It's a massive credit to Lauren and what a great person she is and what a hero she is.
Yes, absolutely. And what you said before about how we need those role models and those heroes, like Lauren was my hero growing up and now she's 5-year-old girls and boys hero growing up now.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy, like what she's done over generations and people's, little 5-year-old boys and girls, their parents also idolise Lauren. So it's just honestly remarkable.
You've had a hell of a seat, haven't you, to see all this and play alongside these people. It's incredible.
Yeah, it has. It's been such a journey and I'm so grateful really for everything that's happened and how it's all unfolded for me. Those really hard times are definitely, I wouldn't be here without them. So no matter how bad your life is, I always try and be grateful for what's happening because I know that it's going to hold me in great stead in the future.
For sure. How we go with starting fives? Do we do
Yeah,
that
let's
today?
talk about ice cream.
Oh, ice cream. Where did that come from?
I didn't mean to darken you there, but that was really beautiful. Thank you for sharing all that.
Oh,
No,
don't ever apologise for making me cry. It's not that hard of a thing to do, to be
Are
honest.
you a
So I was,
crier? Are you a
I was so happy I lasted that long.
Are you a big crier?
Yeah.
I
What was the
love
last
that.
movie you cried at?
The last movie.
Or was that the last movie you watched?
Oh,
It was that China game.
Barbie.
you
I cried in Barbie
I
like
teared up at the end of
the
Barbie.
whole time.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah. Oh, you're happy tears.
Yeah, like kind of like powerful
overwhelmed.
tears.
This is
But yeah,
amazing.
overwhelmed.
It's so pink.
Oh my god. Here on the Hoops Capital podcast, we do a little
Brought to you by
gimmick.
Harvey Norman and Road, by the way.
Powered by Road.
Powered by Road.
We what am I wearing?
Nothing useful.
A dragon.
Is that what is that?
Not a sponsor.
You got swag today? You wearing any swag? First off,
This is corduroy top and bottom.
nothing. Is that like a Canadian tuxedo, double denim?
Yeah. Survive in the
It's
woods
pretty
and
good,
in the
Jordi.
streets.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's a reverse tree,
I
I
might
think.
note that one corduroy is thinner than the other corduroy.
Well,
So-
they're different brands, but no one that's paying me money to wear them. so
we're out there. We're
Who
gonna
are
have
they?
we're gonna have a swag off. We're gonna
I think
go
I
again.
win, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you've killed it there. with
self
the,
on t-shirt is
yeah.
powerful.
Well, I'm mainly here for DD and Loz.
You know what happened?
That's
when
what
you were,
everyone who has themselves on the t-shirt
You know what
says.
happened when you were crying? One of your tears dropped on Dee Dee. It's so beautiful.
No.
And and a puddle. She fell in a puddle 50 kilometers away.
I hope not.
A weird voodoo shirt.
The basketball world is crying outside today.
Yeah.
I hope not. It is actually.
It is pouring rain.
It is.
Sorry.
It's a
We have
So-
a thing.
something we like to do here,
Yeah.
I think. But I want you to build me a starting five, not your top five, but a point guard through center of your favorite ice cream flavors. I just said favorite, not favorite, but you know,
Okay, I love ice cream.
you love ice
So
cream.
I would
let's
eat it for
digress
breakfast,
and let's
lunch,
go.
and dinner.
Well,
You
you
know
wouldn't be a
it's
very
healthy.
good athlete there.
It's a fake that it's bad for you.
That's a rumor.
That's a rumor.
Can't taste that good. And
It's got calcium,
If you eat
protein.
it straight
it's also
from
got
the tub, it's
lactose,
good.
which gets
You're
me
not a fan of
down.
lactose, Jordi.
Gets me down.
Okay.
When I was coming up and I was stick thin and very tall, I was on full meal plans and had to eat a certain amount of calories every day, and minus when I exercised, and I was eating a human's recommended daily calorie intake in ice cream every day.
Was it working?
Yeah, it was dirty bulking, but
That is a dream.
I know it was.
What was your favourite flavour?
It's not about you.
Yeah, well, in a way it is. But no, I never go past vanilla. Like, let's not overlook vanilla.
Snooze.
Well, just let me keep going. I just wanted to start there.
But
But
vanilla's like your level set. That's how you judge.
No.
vanilla
That's
brings
your
the pain.
consistent judgment. of
Well,
any-
you'll
any
get your own
facility.
turn. In
Okay,
one of
come
sorry,
on.
Jordi, you go.
Anything caramel is really strong. So but there's a lot of different. You have your hokey pokeys, which are a bit fun. You have your normal caramel, like dolce de leche vibe, like a little bit thicker. You can't really go into any of these shops nowadays with anything. Like, it's just salted caramel is kind of the go nowadays, which is yum. But hokey pokey's probably the go on.
You like a bit of crunch,
Yeah.
a bit of texture.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Your ice cream.
Yeah, it's all about you.
Can we know your starting five, point guard through center? I need to know your point guard. Are they running the show? I want to know what you see in these positions as well. Like, what's the role of these positions?
That is tough.
In a
Okay.
positionless game.
Okay, my point guard would be coffee.
Coffee ice cream. That's powerful.
What?
Yeah, because
Powerful start.
they've got to. You got to have coffee. You get up and
They
go.
got to get everyone going.
Yeah,
Are you having caffeinated coffee ice cream though? Is that what?
yeah. I love coffee ice cream.
All right.
I don't know if it's caffeinated, but the flavour's there, so it would have to be.
Is that an anywhere thing or is it certain stores?
Shout out to Anita's and Gelato Messina.
Are they a
Where's
sponsor?
Anita's at?
Anita's is in Bondi.
Really?
That's the one I've been to. But there's a
Okay.
couple. I think there's 5 around Sydney.
Anita's is strong.
It's so
No, I've
good.
never seen that.
Messina has kind of a stranglehold on the ice cream game at the
Anita's
moment.
is better. I'm going to
Anita's
say
is
it.
coming out of nowhere.
Is that the one that's up in Maddie in Surrey Hills, Messina?
Yeah.
Speak up.
Riverino. What's the one that looks like butter? Taste. It seems like a butter texture.
That's butter.
No. There's an ice cream that's like. Anyway, I digress. Back to you, boss.
Are you eating
Coffee.
butter at home?
I have ice cream on my toast.
Oh, it's all going downhill. It's been a big day.
Ice cream on my toast. Okay, shooting guard. Let's go pistachio.
Knock down pistachio. It's your five.
Okay.
I'm not sure about nutty flavors in my ice cream. What? I know. I just don't vibe it. It's too savory in a sweet experience.
But it adds a texture. It adds like
I'm
the
not.
salt.
I'm not hating. I'm just a personal
Do you
Little
like
bit-
the texture or the
little bit
flavour?
hating. I like pistachio. No, I don't like any pistachios in my
Just
pistachio.
pistachio flavour.
Yeah.
Just the shells.
But it's the sprinkling of the nuts on top, so to speak.
Did you say sprinkling?
Sprinkling.
But my third to complement the shooting guard on the other wing would be macadamia crunch from Gelato Messina. So that does have the crunch.
Sorry to
Again,
go back
you're
on
not
myself.
gonna like it.
Macadamia is
Yeah.
great. Macadamia is great.
What?
It's less nutty. It's less nutty.
Okay.
This is your
Am I
game.
starting well?
Yeah, this
Is
is
this how
powerful.
it's starting?
No
five?
judgment. Judgment free here.
Judgment free,
Till we-
except
till we
just
decide.
personal opinions.
Number 4, I think.
What's a four-man?
I think they're honestly the most important position in today's game.
Speak for yourself.
So I'm a shooting guard. So I'm not giving myself any props here.
No, you're not.
So you're pistachio or you're yours
Yeah,
pistachio?
unfortunately.
Are you a
Maybe
pistachio?
a bit of pistachio.
Or
bit
are you
of-
dancer?
All right.
I'm going to say milk chocolate peanut fudge again from Gelato Messina. It's my favorite ice cream flavor.
Say that again?
For my favorite
Milk
position.
Milk chocolate,
Chocolate.
peanut fudge. That's got a lot going on, and that's all
It's
working.
so good.
Yeah, wow. I've not had that.
I'm looking at you completely differently now
Why?
because well, what's your 5-man or 5-woman?
That's going to be extra, and that's going to be the hazelnut mousse milk. Chocolate milk.
this Willy
crunch or
Wonka's
something
chocolate
That's
factory?
from Anita's, and that is the best flavour I've ever had. And I guess I've got a soft, fond spot in my heart for 5s because of Kayla, LJ.
Right.
So I've got to give them something.
They're the best.
Ezzy, Jordi Hunter.
That's yeah. Some of those got outlandish at the end there.
Yeah.
Like
but
5-man solid. Like so, what's
do you know Kayla George? She's quite outlandish.
No.
Hey, no, look,
that's what
I'm
that's what
not
judging it
gonna
on.
hate on
Really?
any outlandish centers. I'll tell you what, I'm not really gonna bring it to the world straight and narrow myself. But vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, like the solid ones.
No,
you got
nothing
any
like
time
That's
for
what I'm
them?
stunned by. You didn't
I-
put not one basic element in there.
No, I'm pretty extra too, so I suppose. But like,
Hey, I'm not
But
hating.
it's
That's fair.
That's like Wordle without any vowels.
That's not even
I got
possible.
Wordle the other day in one go.
What-
First guess,
Are you a
house.
changer? Do you-
House.
do you
No,
change?
every day use house.
Yeah.
And you know, since it's been house, I still use house.
Broken-
Yeah,
a broken
they
clock
did
is
my
right,
starting
a
word
broken
as
clock
well.
is right twice a day.
I'm waiting for my starting word to
What's
be
your
used a
starting
second
word?
time. Stale, which
Stale.
It's a good one.
was that was
quite a
used
good
at some
one.
point.
Audit. I go with audit.
I kind of
Audit.
see what you mean about probably needing something.
Yeah. Some.
Look,
you know,
Tess,
But
it's your starting 5. You're the GM.
Yeah.
I was just
yeah, that's
just
not going to
curious.
work in the locker room though, is it?
Everyone's got a lot of Flavor Flav, hey.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll win a championship with that mix up. You're not going to win the basketball championship.
We have
in
coffee
ice
at
cream.
point guard. This is a tweaker. So, the person in charge is peaking at all times.
Oh my God.
It's going to be draining.
The subs.
This is not good
the
for your
subs.
career.
Who's coming off the bench? Come on,
That's
keep
Let's
building.
have to have vanilla choc chip, something.
Yeah, all right.
Stracciatella.
What's got the starters can't get sorted? Bring in someone solid. Vanilla choc chip.
Boysenberry.
All right. That's not that solid. That's outlandish.
Do you like mint ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't love it.
Yeah. I would never choose
Mint
it.
chocolates.
Mint choc chip.
is mint, as they would say.
And I'm, unfortunately, as I mentioned before, I'm in the sorbet game now
What?
Because of the lactose.
because of the lactose. If we have any lactase sponsors that want to come on board, that would be sweet. Just to break down that sweet lactose
Lemon
in that
sorbet?
ice cream. So I actually tend to go like a blood orange has been
Yum.
yum.
Great choice.
And there's always a chocolate sorbet, so that's solid because you don't want two different fruities necessarily. I'm making this about myself again.
Right. Well, unfortunately, all this talk of ice cream means I'm heading up the street to buy one.
Yeah, where are we going?
Seriously.
We're heading out. But it's good. We're heading out. You guys, this week, you're off to your game, or the team's off to?
When's he dropping?
Right now.
Live. That's a good question, actually. Well, we're recording
new year.
today.
Don't
on
date the podcast.
What is it, the 18th?
We're playing Melbourne tonight. What's the time?
Melbourne tonight. It's in 6 p.m. now.
Okay.
So we're on
We'll get
deck
home in time.
shortly.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, or
you better
fortunately,
get your
could
button
join
gear.
us, so yeah,
I'll be home.
yeah. Are you going to Christmas Day game? Or are you going down?
I'm not here. I'm in Bendigo.
Indigo. Okay, well that's all right. We'll think of you. Watch
Thank
it on
you. I'll
TV.
think of you. Oh, of course.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool. Well, Tess, it's been great. Thanks
Thank
for coming
you.
in.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you in the Hoops capital. We love it. Love having you here, and it's great to have you on the pod. Get us back. Coming back and do a co-host with Jordi.
Okay.
I think you'd kill it.
That would
I
mean
think
the
you guys
world.
would be great. You should do a co-host with Jordi. Get me
We'll talk
off
about
the scene.
lactose free.
Yeah. I can see it working. I really can.
Are you trying to get out, or what's?
Sorta.
Is this a soft launch of you quitting?
Got to retire.
Soft launch.
Not that I wouldn't love this. I'm just. Is everything?
It could be.
You said sprinkle before. I'm just making sure
taking on
everything's not
Kayla.
falling apart.
Take Kayla on.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right. Okay, let's do that.
Sounds like we're going to need a vanilla ice cream in there at some point.
We will. I
With
need
Tess
one
and
shortly
Kayla
before
and
the
myself.
game. And appreciate everyone for your support as we go forward. And we've got a big second half of the year coming for the season with the Kings and the Flames. Big games coming up, Christmas Day, big roster of games. And, of course, I think it's going to be announced pretty shortly. We've got an amazing Pink Hoops doubleheader with the McGrath Foundation on the 14th of January. The Flames will be playing in doubleheader with the Kings, and it's a pink game after the pink test of cricket. So it's going to be something really extraordinary. So we're excited by that. But nothing better to have our friends together like you, Tess. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
No worries. And music out. There we go.